Okay. And you know what? Let me shift it. No, it should be okay like that. So before I start with NION, hopefully we will have quite, I can hear a dog building a nest outside the door. Hopefully he won't get barky. He does, he goes onto the bed and he like pulls all the covers and he makes himself like a little nest. Oh, I think he's trying to get it. So I ordered this from Amazon. Jackie, were you talking? I think I might have shown this somewhere else as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. And it was not available on Amazon.ca.
But it is Amazon.com.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's really great. It's got the drawings. I love Yuri Leitch, and it's Yuri Leitch's system that that we're going through. And so this is just a book of his drawings, where here I'm going to turn off the light now so you'll be able to see. But and I love it. Like if you want to draw, where is it? Where does he have it? Oh yeah, so simple mode for all of them. You can do the complicated, but if you're not hugely confident in the drawing abilities, he's got little tips on how to just kind of simply make it actually look like that tree. And then he's got other images that he, I mean, such a beautiful artist. And he also has, so where's the one for, so here's how to draw ash. And this is the drawing for ash. It's like the God's tree. But then he also has different variations of sort of the whole Ogham together. It's Yuri Leitch. Oh, here, see, here's another one, the Ogham mandala. I love it. So if you're looking for, you know, if you like to do coloring while watching movies, it's a great one. So Yuri is Yuri, and Leitch is Leitch. He's phenomenal, just phenomenal. He's an amazing carver as well. He does these oh, thanks there, Shaw. And he does have a shop on Etsy. I can't remember what it's called, and every so often he has like Ogham wands available. He does have Ogham sets, which are, I think the waiting list is, you know, probably be lucky if you can get a set in the year 2030, because he hand paints the trees on them all. What was it? Oh, do you need to see the cover again, or did you see it, Gail? Did you see it? You got it. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's why I turn the light off when I'm showing things, because of the glare that's there. So I just wanted to share that because it's great. Oh, perfect. Excellent. So if you look in the chat, there's lots of links there. So for ash, and then I'll show this image from the Karen Cater Ogham sketchbook. Again, so that there's not a glare. But there is the ash. I'd mentioned before that there's so this is showing it as having 3, and which I'm not totally sure why. It's that because it is the 5th. Oh, excuse me. So moving into our meditation, I actually have for this one, and I think this is the only one that I have until I get my office and I can pull all my boxes out of storage. Because somewhere in the 270 boxes, there is my book, which is the Ogham poems. But for some reason, I actually printed this one out and I found it in my notes. So this one I can read. So get yourselves into a comfortable position. And let me just. I'm pulling up the image. I love this. I believe that the image that I'm going to show you, the ash dome, I believe it's in Wales. I can't remember where it's located exactly, but I love it so much. Just imagine being in the center of that. So ash, NION, or NION, huntress. So it starts with a quote from Gwendolyn McEwen. Between one tree and another, we lose worlds, and serpents coil. March, and the trees still naively bare. But neighbored as you are, you feel the essence returning, the soul striving to assert its passion in you, as in your fingertip grove, sisters. Once, when ash twigs were used to shape the alphabet, and N was a pictograph of wisdom and grandeur, we could see the chain of events in the single cause, the steps from one world to the next. But your heart root is nestled in the underground spring that spirals to your earthly father, a nexus to the chaos from which you came, and to which, as ash, we all return. Now, in this temporal world, your discal spine is trunk. You are prevented from drowning and from the weight of dogma dispensed by a monastic father who draped you with catechism and doctrine. And in this moon of floods, you convert your seasoned bones into a lifeboat, your arms to oars. You navigate to squirrel safety on the glass green banks of womanhood. And even by the overworld, you are neglected once again. As Father God withholds his favor from one who bears winged fruits that fly like eagles in all directions, bonding, making connections. But you know, and have always known, that you are netted in the great whole, that oneness is undeniable, that you must open yourself to noble and to narrow influences, and coax your sap to chant a vernal nocturne.
When your branches hang with supplications and first nail clippings are buried at your roots, you who cast your firelight bounty through the universe will know how to answer and will blaze with eloquence and truth. Breathe into that space. Open yourself to ash. Allow the journey to unfold. And for the wisdoms to be revealed. We're slowly going to make our way back. So bring your awareness once more back to your breath. And follow the inhale and the exhale, particularly paying attention to the exhale and following that from this place, from this ash grove, back to the place where you sit. Taking 3 deep centering breaths. Find yourself coming back to the here and the now. And when you're ready, you can open up your eyes. And just arriving back. So, we still have the recording going if anybody wants to share so that people hearing the recording can hear. You're welcome to do so. As I will share as well, and I also, was there a slow, no, okay. So I do have some of the notes from some of the books from before, the Om meditations that we've done before. So these are like the Om Sketchbook and the book by Erynn, Rowan, Laurie, Om Weaving Word Wisdom, which I love. It's a great book. Book by Michael Kelly called The Book of Om, and Steve Blemier's Celtic Tree Mysteries. So they're all really great books. Some of the themes are, so Karen Cater talks about it being a tree of linking and connections. Weaving the great pattern or the web of Wyrd. It's funny, I had that sense in the ash grove, looking at the image, and the 2 aspects that were so strong for me. One of them was I desperately wanted to weave around it. I wanted to get like just reams of fabric and just weave this. Realize that it would be almost like a yurt, right? And then I thought of willow, weaving willow. So it was interesting that, they're both weaving trees. Karen Cater says that ash is actually really good for bentwood furniture and boats. This was mentioned in the poem. But the other thing is just having that sense of in that image anyways of the ash grove, just that being in the center, being contained. So there's the web, but there's also being in the center of that web. So Erynn, Rowan, Laurie talks about it. It's like a feed, the tree of women's power, of networking and community connection, bringing people together. Again, other ways of weaving. Steve Blemier's talks about how in Ireland, 3 out of 5 places of assembly, so for every 5 places of assembly, 3 of them were ash trees. again, about weaving these connections. If there were important things to discuss, it would be by an ash tree. And that ash is the tree of the warrior. So again, how to negotiate boundaries, whereas the yew is the tree of the druid. So both of them bring wisdom, but in different ways. So, yeah, this interplay of inner, outer, cause and effect, before and after, and how to find that center, that resolution, that peace in those interweavings. So that's some of the research part of it. I found it was interesting. There was something in the poem that talked about ash, which I never really sort of made that connection of the ash tree and ashes being sort of the remnants of what's left after everything has been burned to the ground. Maybe a little informed by the fact that we had a 3-hour class on the dark night of the soul this afternoon, and maybe that's a little bit of where my head was at. But okay, Maddie. But it was just this sense of sort of the wisdom, that how to seek the wisdom that comes when everything is burned to the ground, and a little sense of the phoenix rising from that as well. And then I thought, I mean, I know it's sort of early in the season, but of Ash Wednesday, of the ashes being put on the forehead, and as again, it's sort of bringing that wisdom to the fact that everything has a season. That web of Wyrd, everything is interconnected. There's cause and effect, but there are beginnings and endings and comings and goings, and how to find the thing that that maintains through all of that. So that's a little bit of what was that wisdom of Ash. So I'm going to stop the recording and thank everybody who is watching it in their own time.